here. It's absolutely unbelievable. Brandon Rush has been huge, 20 points a game in his last 3.
Yeah, it's got to be Kansas for one reason. They're here, and this place is on fire. 2 years ago, we're here. They blew out Texas. I think A&M's in trouble tonight. Why? The transition, the depth, the pressure defense. They want to go up-tempo and get it done.
I'll tell you what, they can't just rely on this crowd. They got to come ready for a fight. This is going to be a really physical basketball game, and whoever controls the paint and controls the backboard is going to win. I give the edge to Kansas, but their big guys have to come ready for a fight.
Gillespie has built his team on toughness, and as we often say, led by you, Coach Billis, toughness is not bowling up. It's making the right play under pressure, right?
No question.
We'll see if Texas A&M can do that tonight. This crowd is into it. They're unified. They're choreographed beautifully. And now, if their team can answer the challenge of the upstart Aggies from College Station, couple of teams in the top 10, the Big 12 lead at stake. Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale have the call. Dan, we're ready to go, baby.
And Reese, they're ready to go here as well. These fans among the most passionate in all of America, and they've got a reason to cheer again this season. Their young Jayhawks are ranked 6th in the nation and led by a trio of sophomores, Brandon Rush, Mario Chalmers, and Julian Wright. Texas A&M's Billy Gillespie has put his program back on the map. He faces his former boss and his best buddy tonight in Bill Self. The Aggies arguably the best defensive team in the nation. The Stars are out tonight here at the Phog for this top 10 battle. The Aggies and Jayhawks are next. They've got their first lead of the night. They've been talking about this one for a while here in Lawrence. The students have been lining up for days to get the best seats as we welcome you to Saturday Primetime, presented by DirecTV. Historic Phog Allen Fieldhouse. Texas A&M and Kansas, number 8 against number 6. And with Kansas State winning down in Austin tonight, this game is for sole possession of first place in the Big 12. Hi, everybody. Dan Shulman, Richard J. Vitale here. Listen to the noise here at this place. It does not get any better than this in college basketball. And for fans of Texas A&M, it doesn't get any better than what Billy Gillespie's done the last couple of years.
I'll tell you, Dan, he's a rising star in coaching. It's amazing what he's done down here in College Station. Think about this. When he wins his 20th game this year, it'll be the first time ever in the school. 3 consecutive 20-game seasons. Think about getting an NCAA berth this year. First time. 2 consecutive years to the NCAA. They do a great defense. They right now lead the nation in field goal percentage defensively, 34.6%. And they do a great job of shooting the 3, and their field goal percentage is better than 50%. And tonight, he goes against his mentor, his protege, Mr. Self. Should be a great matchup.
2 outstanding teams here tonight, and a lot of stars on this team as we check out the Star Watch presented by State Farm. AC Law, one of the best point guards in the country, Mr. Clutch the last couple of years for the Aggies, and Brandon Rush, a superstar in the making, the leading scorer for the Jayhawks this season at a better than 14 points per game. Let's check out the starting lineups, and we begin with the visitors from College Station. Dominique Kirk, an outstanding defender. Josh Carter, 51% from beyond the arc on the season. Up front, they're as big and as tough as any team in the Big 12. Joseph Jones and Antanas Kavalauskas are a load on the interior. In the backcourt, along with Rush, it's Mario Chalmers and Russell Robinson. A lot of versatility in ball handling for the Jayhawks. Julian Wright and Sasha Khan are up front for Kansas. As we mentioned, as Dick mentioned, Bill Self, Billy Gillespie, the best of buddies. Let's get more now from Aaron Andrews. Aaron?
Dan, tonight's game has a similar storyline to tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday matchup. Of course, Tony Dungy, Lovie Smith, 2 best friends trying to coach their teams to Super Bowl wins. And then you've got Billy Gillespie and Bill Self trying to coach their teams tonight as best friends to sole possession of the Big 12. They have been the best of friends. As you see, they're almost brothers for the past 11 years. They talk every day on the phone. They're very, very competitive. They both admitted to me they don't like playing against each other, but once the ball is tipped, they forget about their friendship for a good 2 hours.
I'll tell you one thing. How's this for a stat? Kansas has not lost at home against the Southern Division.
Right.
They are 31-6 zip.
The opening tip controlled by the Aggies. What an outstanding atmosphere and environment for this game. It's a sellout as always. Texas A&M and Kansas in a top 10 battle here in Lawrence.
Hey Dan, one key word for tonight's matchup. A key in the game. Tempo, tempo, tempo. If the game goes up and down the floor, edge Kansas, it goes 5-on-5. They have a great shot, A&M, to win here on this floor.
Dominique Kirk misses the three, and it's out of bounds to the Jayhawks. The year before Billy Gillispie got to College Station, the Aggies were 0-16 in the league, 7-21 overall. Year one, 21 wins and NIT bid. Year two, last year, 22 wins, beat Syracuse in the first round of the tournament, lost on a heartbreaking shot to LSU, and things are still on the rise now in year three.
Yeah, Mitchell hit a big three to beat them.
Turnover Kansas.
I'll tell you, they brought really a sense of toughness, Billy Gillispie, to the program. Here's a guy that's been so much part of Texas basketball. His name, Billy Clyde Gillispie.
Right.
They know him around the Texas Scholastic ranks as Billy Clyde.
Mr. Texas, he's from tiny Grayford, Texas, went to college at Texas State, an assistant coach at the high school, junior college level in the state of Texas. The Aggies throw it away. Chalmers on the run.
And that's what you cannot do against Kansas. You can't turn the ball over. They convert so quickly from the defensive end to the offensive side.
Kansas virtually unbeatable here at the Phog. A&M looking for a big road win. And from the corner, there's Josh Carter, the man we told you about, leading the conference fourth in the country in three-point shooting.
Well, as a team, they shoot better than 40%. And that three-point shot, we know how vital it is to the game on a collegiate level.
We've talked and will talk so much about the Aggies' outstanding defense. They're a pretty good offensive team as well. Very efficient, and they got a lot of good numbers to back it up.
You know, they're second in scoring defense in America, but it's not because they just hold the basketball.
There's a steal by Kirk, considered their best defender. Kavalauskas running the floor well, missed the layup.
Kavalauskas has really improved, though, as a post player. Kirk is one of those guys like LeVon Kendall. He's the glue guy.
Wright takes a bump. No call. Can't finish. Kahn the offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
Kahn had a big game against Oklahoma State, and then he got the Zippo against Nebraska. 0-0-0.
And that's what Bill Self told us before the game. He said our ceiling is very high, but he's looking for consistency. They've had a great year, but they lost at home to Oral Roberts. They lost on the road at DePaul. If they play their best, they're as good as anybody in the country.
Well, you and I saw, we sat at courtside down in Vegas when they had that matchup against Florida, the Gators, and beat them in overtime. In fact, in that game, Arthur and Wright had 40 points and 19 rebounds and dominated the front court when we looked at Florida with that great front court with Noah and Horford and company.
The foul on Joseph Jones. Early substitution for the Aggies as Donald Sloan, a freshman from Dallas, replaces Carter on the wing. A&M's best wins this year at home over Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Julian Wright way off with that turnaround.
Julian Wright went through a little bit of a schneid. He bounced back in his last game. He and Arthur both. Shot selection, really another part of Texas A&M and Billy Gillispie basketball.
Here's the high-low with the big guys. Kavalauskas and Jones really share the ball well, but that time Jones spent too long in the lane.
He's so physical. He's their leader, their inspiration guy. Billy Gillispie told me in a conversation, he said, you know what? I got my chance because Doc Sadler recommended me to Bill Self. I didn't know Bill Self. He was looking for a guy who knew the state of Texas. I was recommended, got the opportunity, and then he went on to Illinois with him as well.
And although he's got kind of an aw shucks demeanor and he won't talk about it, he's taken on like a rock star persona. Oh, yeah. He's become a rock star down at College Station. We'll find out all about that on Monday when we're down there as they take on Kevin Durant in Texas. Chalmers banks it in. Kansas leads.
Chalmers really an explosive scorer. Has really stepped up offensively. They got a nice backcourt when you look at Chalmers and Robinson.
Yeah. And both teams here very balanced. Neither team relying too heavily on just one player for its offense.
There's a double up on a post.
Jones gets rid of it to Kirk in time.
Great ball movement. Notice how they reverse the basketball, swing it side by side. Always looking to have good spacing as well.
Chalmers called for the foul.
Mario Chalmers comes the route of Alaska. His dad on the coaching staff. There's the screen up on top. He uses the screen really well. Actually gets 2 screens. Takes advantage of both.
Part of that outstanding sophomore class. Rush, the leading scorer. Chalmers second in the Big 12 in steals. And Julian Wright, we have seen him, as you mentioned, in the game against Florida. He can take over the game. He could be the best player on the floor if he's having a good night.
That's a tough shot right there. AC Law took a tough one. He's so much better in the last 5 minutes of the game. Yep. He dominates. If you look at his stats, I read an article, they really posted all his numbers. In the last 5 minutes, Dan, he's been incredible.
Yep. Hit a huge shot to beat Texas in a game last year. Was dominant down the stretch in the first round of win over Syracuse in the NCAA tournament last year. Captain Clutch, one of his nicknames.
Well, you know, when they beat Syracuse, Syracuse just came off winning the Big East tournament. They were really hot.
Kahn.
Offensive foul, yep. On a charge. Rock Chalk Jayhawk faithful don't like it.
Sasha Kahn missed the first several weeks of the season with a knee injury. Now that he's back, he gives them 4 able-bodied big guys, and we're going to see one of them coming in right now. Kahn will come out, and Darrell Arthur, the extremely talented freshman out of Dallas, checks in.
I was telling Bill, what's happened with his program, expectations are so high.
Yeah.
It's like a North Carolina, a Duke, a Kentucky, a Kansas. Whenever they lose a game, it becomes a major, major story. It's like shock city that they're not supposed to lose a basketball game.
19-3, 6th in the country, and people are saying they haven't played all that well. Chalmers, rush ahead of the pack, misses the layup.
Should have jumped it, lost control of the ball.
Wright had it knocked away, and the Aggies have the ball.
That's the kind of tempo they want, Kansas. They want to go up and down the floor.
Yep.
They want the Indianapolis Raceway.
A&M arguably more physical. They want more of a half-court game. They're really going to get in your grill. Robinson knocks it away.
Here goes Jam City. Up and away. Oh, he's got great elevation. And they begin to chant the Rock Chalk Jayhawk. What an environment. How special is the foul?
As good as it gets. Davis into the game for the Aggies. The feed to Kavaliauskas for the layup.
What a terrific high-low entry. That's why they shoot better than 50% shot selection.
One of the staples of a Bills self-coach team, and Billy Gillespie picked it up working on self-staff. Both of these teams use the high-low very effectively.
Notice how they back it out. They want to get them in a 5-on-5. A lot of teams play the first pass really well. They double up.
Hurt the extra pass. Law the 12-footer, and the Aggies go on top.
Great job of reversing the basketball, swinging it away from the double team, bringing it to the offside. Terrific job. I mean, they really execute offensively. He's a rising star, coach.
No question.
There's any doubt about it.
Julian Wright misses the jumper. Good work by Darrell Arthur on the offensive glass.
Nice pump fake.
Chalmers lays it in.
What a terrific offensive play right there. That was what you call a clinic. He faced, he got a triple threat position, which means he can pass, he can shoot, or he can drive.
How much fun is this, Dick?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. What a week we have.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Monday night, College Station, Texas, Kevin Durant. Wednesday, Duke in North Carolina. Saturday, Kentucky and Florida, and get paid.
Double team on Kavaliauskas. Law, nice pass inside. Davis.
What execution. I am so impressed with their ball movement. The way they swing the ball from one side to the other.
AC Law has to be considered among the best point guards in America. 9-8 lead early for Texas A&M. The coaches, the best of buddies, as we told you. When we come back, we'll hear each of the coaches speak about the other. It's off to a fun start here tonight at the Fawn.
NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Everybody ready for this tournament? That's not good. I'm State Farm agent Al Sicard, and this is a true story.
They took everything, even the kids' uniforms.
Coach had to stay with the truck.
Al took them over to the mall. He got them new uniforms.
He got them to the game just in time.
But our coach didn't make it.
So I grabbed the clipboard, and I coached.
And they ended up winning the whole thing.
He got them to play zone. I can't get them to play zone.
Great service and great rates. It's all here. Nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Call an agent today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there!
Hollywoodland, based on the true story of Hollywood's most notorious unsolved mystery.
Superman shot himself. Someone thinks he did.
He blew open a case.
Looks like blood off your hands. I'm in the picture business.
No one wanted touched.
That's not who I am!
Hollywoodland on DVD and HD DVD Tuesday.
The 99-cent Buffalo Snacker only from KFC. Where else can you find 100% breast meat smothered in authentic buffalo sauce for just 99 cents? That's right, just like the original KFC Snacker, it's still just 99 cents. Your dollar goes further at KFC.
First Valentine's dinner?
Definitely. Look at his hands. Hang in there, buddy. You can do it. Wait. Ta-da. Oh, he's good.
This Valentine's Day, make the right impression with diamond earrings from Kay Jewelers, where every diamond is hand-selected to match beautifully. She'll absolutely love them.
Remember when we were like that?
Yes, I sure do.
Every kiss begins with K.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by DirecTV. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's DirecTV.
Statue outside of the man for whom this building is named, legendary Kansas coach Phog Allen. Now the current coach, Bill Self of Kansas, and Billy Gillispie of Texas A&M, not only rivals tonight, but best of friends year in and year out. Here are their thoughts about the other.
Well, I think every coach would say that they'd rather not have to play against somebody that they're, personally connected to.
He has a responsibility to his players and his university and his community, as do I.
He's one of the few people out there that can be as demanding as anybody.
Everyone knows, if you're around Bill Self, how he feels about you. He loves you. He's going to try to correct you. He's going to try to push everyone.
Yeah, we've been like brothers. He and Norm Roberts and myself, we couldn't have had more fun.
We've had a lot of fun together, and we continue to have a lot of fun together when we get the opportunity.
That's a friendship that we have that'll never be broken.
On the staff together with Tulsa and Illinois, Gillispie an assistant to the head coach, Bill Self. For more, let's go back to Aaron Andrews.
And Dan, Billy Gillispie learned how to run a program because of Bill Self, and he uses those lessons. One of the biggest ones, he says, was boot camp. Now that's 2 weeks before the season conditioning starts. It's basically total hell is what I was told. And that teaches this team not only how to play together, but be conditioned with each other as well.
Well, the only thing these two friends have not done, Dick, is they didn't have dinner together last night. They did not see each other since A&M got to town until the handshake just before the game tonight. So for 24 hours at least, they kind of put the friendship on hold. Ball's going to stay at this end of the floor.
They speak to each other at least 5 times a week. Norm Roberts, who we mentioned now at St. John's, was part of the coaching staff in Illinois. Billy Gillispie was the point guy involved in the recruitment of Darren Williams, the super point guard, now playing in the NBA with Utah. Yep, D. Brown was from out of Illinois.
Warren Carter, who's still at Illinois, an outstanding player there, is the older brother of the Aggies, Josh Carter. And a lot of this old news for the folks down at College Station, but they know that a lot of America still does not know a whole lot about this Texas A&M program and a whole lot about Billy Gillispie. As you see, he and Norm Roberts on Bill Self's staff. They were together with Tulsa and then again at Illinois. And boy, Bill Self's had success everywhere he's gone. Billy Gillispie did an outstanding job for a couple of years at UTEP before moving to the Aggies. And Norm Roberts trying to get St. John's back to where that program once was.
Well, don't forget that Bill Self is 91-27 at Kansas. That's better than 75%.
Yep. Kahn, his second foul. He has gone back to the bench. Arthur and Jackson in the front court right now for the Jayhawks. And through the fingertips, Chalmers could not connect with Arthur as the Jayhawks turn it over for the 5th time.
Nice penetration, dumped down inside, always making the extra pass. That's what I like about them. They're always looking in an unselfish manner to get the high percentage shot. Good teams do that. If you defend well and get the high percentage shot, you got a chance to win.
They're shooting over 50% as a team. One of the best marks in all of America. They're not going to score 80 points a game, but they are incredibly efficient. Law gets the timeout called. He wasn't falling out of bounds. That's okay. And he gets the timeout called in the nick of time.
They haven't allowed 70 points against anyone this year.
3-point lead for the Aggies here in the early going.
Air freshener, $1.29 on debit MasterCard. Tube sock, $4. Paperclip, ballpoint pen, rubber band, tweezers, nasal spray, and a turkey baster, $14. The little things that get you through the day, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everyday stuff, there's debit MasterCard.
Back at the Phog, A&M has never defeated Kansas. 0-11 all-time. An 11-8 lead for the Aggies here early. Let's talk about the Big 12. Kansas State winning at Texas. They're 6-2 in the league right now.
Well, they got 7 in a row that they've won. They've adopted the Bob Huggins philosophy of toughness, and that's what certainly Billy Gillespie's done, bringing that sense of toughness. Their next date for Kansas State, Wednesday, right here at the Phog.
Huge days for Martin and Hoskins, nailing the 3 for the Wildcats today. Texas still 6-2 in the league, but that means tonight's winner will assume sole possession of top spot in the Big 12 at the midway point of the conference season.
Kavaliauskas does a nice job on the glass. Good passer. Really an improved post player. Can shoot the 3 as well. With that baby,
yes,
but you can see I watched him in a warm-up. He can shoot the ball from deep.
A guy who came from Lithuania when he got to the States knew only 3 words of English. Yes, no, and okay. A couple of years at a junior college, he expanded his vocabulary. Here's a guy who's going to have an outstanding career, Sharon Collins, who has really stepped it up. He's their second leading scorer in conference play.
Yeah, he's one of those diaper dandies. Came out of high school. Those guards we've seen that have made an impact, like Conley at Ohio State. DJ Augustine.
Kavaliauskas, no basket, foul before the shot. Bill Self upset about the call. Billy Gillespie upset they didn't get the basket. He'll shoot. It'll be A&M ball when we come back. The Phog is hopping tonight, and we got a good one going between the Aggies and Jayhawks.
Great Scott! I forgot to tell Marty when he gets back to the future, he needs to get DirecTV HD. I already have all the best channels, and soon they'll have 3 times more HD capacity than cable. Impossible? That's what they said about my flux capacitor!
For a future of 150 HD channels, get DirecTV.
Junior, now that you're selling yourself for $1, you're going to meet a lot of girls.
What?
Here, take this.
What's this?
It's an extra napkin. Put it in your wallet.
Thanks, Dr. Love.
Whopper Jr. for $1. Bringing some attitude to the BK value menu.
My sweet baby.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
Innovative solutions from Siemens can be found everywhere by making buildings more efficient, communications better integrated, medical centers more advanced, power plants and transportation more modern. We're turning dreams into reality.
All tied up at 11, midway through the first half here at Lawrence. Wednesday night, another chapter will be written in the most storied rivalry in college basketball.
Something magical about this rivalry.
Wednesday night, the men. Thursday night, the women. What a week it's going to be. All a part of Rivalry Week on the ESPN family of networks. And I know you're charged up for that game Wednesday night.
Oh, that's the best rivalry in all of college athletics. I know some people talk about Michigan, Ohio State. You can talk Kentucky, Louisville, another great one in basketball. But I'm telling you, there is nothing like the intensity, the emotion. And the women's game is going to be incredible. Yeah. Both are unblemished. I mean, think about it, undefeated.
Outstanding atmosphere here as always. The North Carolina men are going to be all fired up, even more so than usual, Dick, for that game Wednesday night after losing at NC State earlier today.
Well, you know, Duke got beat recently as well by Virginia. Sean Singletary, one of the most underrated players in America.
A wild day of basketball today. Got a chance to watch a lot of it during the day. Texas losing at home by 1 to Kansas State, as we mentioned, although Kevin Durant scored 32 more points here today. And I want to talk to you about Player of the Year at some point tonight.
He's closing the gap. He's closing the gap, Mr. Tucker.
Pompey off the side of the backboard.
He's closing the gap. If Orlando's listening out of Wisconsin.
I think he might have taken the lead. Law off the side of the backboard. Said he got hit on the arm. Orlando, Tucker, Wisconsin, Aaron Brooks, Oregon, a lot of worthy candidates. But boy, the numbers that Durant's putting up are just overwhelming right now.
Yes, so Nick Pasikas.
Yep.
I'm going to VBDI is going to reveal my player of the year. Every week I'll have a new evaluation. Monday I'll reveal it, baby. Monday night.
Another turnover committed by Kansas. Their 7th already, Dick. That's just way too many in 10 minutes of basketball.
Well, that's a defensive effort. They put pressure on the ball. They see ball you man. They play defense as a unit. And they also play as a unit offensively.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of coaching going on. Screens.
And a lot of contact away from the ball under the basket, and the foul is going to go on Kansas's Darnell Jackson, a real rugged blue-collar kind of guy who figures to be very, very useful for the Jayhawks here tonight. Let's look at top 25 teams who lost today. Look how many teams went down to defeat, including a couple of surprises in the Big 12. Texas losing at home to K-State, and Oklahoma State getting beaten rather badly at Colorado, one of the tail-end teams in the league.
That's one of the big surprises. I don't look at Oregon and Southern Cal as a major upset.
Agreed. Yep.
Al Skinner doing a great job with the ACC without Sean Williams. Has a big blowout win today. Dudley's playing great for Boston College.
Had 30 points today.
So I knew you would know that. I knew it. I mean, you're like a machine. You and Andy Katz sitting to my right.
Deep three, Josh Carter, way beyond the line.
That's his ability to shoot that three.
Not surprisingly, a low-scoring game with A&M arguably the best defensive team in the country. Yet Kansas is up there in a number of defensive stats as well.
And what they're doing really well, Texas A&M is getting back defensively to try and control that transition game.
Good hedge there by Jones. The pass from Collins off to right, switches hands, misses the layup. It'll stay at this end of the floor. The ball did not hit the rim, so the shot clock did not reset. It's at 14.
Think about this while you're winning. Number one, you shoot better than 50%. You lead the conference in free throw shooting at 74%. Scoring defense, you're the best in the conference. You're also the best in the conference field goal percentage defensively.
But they lost Russell Robinson on a screen, and he gives the Jayhawks the lead.
You know, he really hurt them last year in their one matchup when they beat Texas A&M. He had 24 in that game, and he had 13 points from the free throw line.
Good position by Jones inside. Jackson stood him up. And we got a foul going against A&M, much to the chagrin of Billy Gillespie. That foul's going on Antanas Kavalauskas, his first. Hey, Big Monday presented by Bud Light, a part of Rivalry Week presented by Cisco. It starts off up in Connecticut as the Huskies host Syracuse. Then the game Dick and I will be at Texas and Texas A&M, 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN HD. UConn, by the way, finally got a win today, but they needed overtime at home to beat Rutgers as Collins gets to the rim and draws the foul.
I can't wait to get down here to College Station. The Reed Rowdies are going to really be great to be with. Hey, by the way, we want to send our best out for a speedy recovery to one of the real outstanding coaches for years, former coach at Texas A&M, Shelby Metcalf. Shelby, all of us send our really best wishes for a recovery. Our prayers are with you.
Second foul on Joseph Jones. Collins to the line. Jones will have to sit down, and that'll bring Brian Davis back into the game.
What a year, Dan, for point guards coming out of the high school ranks. When you think about college, you think about Michael Conley, you think about DJ Augustine, certainly you think about Lawson in North Carolina. I want to salute today to Mr. Sidney Lowe. He gets a win as a coach, and he's had a win as a player against the Tar Heels.
I like the bright red jacket he had on as AC Law drops that floater in. I think that was with the right hand. He's basically an ambidextrous guy. Shoots threes with the left, floaters with the right. Julian Wright with the pull-up.
Julian Wright can be as good as he wants to be. He's got gifts you can't teach.
Yep.
His elevation, his quickness. AC Law is one of the most under-heralded players in America.
I agree with you. At the beginning of the year, the talk amongst point guards was Ronald Steele and Dominic James were the two best. Steele's been hobbled by injuries, has still had a good year. James has had a very good year. But AC Law's got to be in the conversation among the best point guards in America.
Yeah, he really understands how to run a system and to be part of a system. We're going to see right here his ability to go to his right hand. He's a left-handed player. Utilize the right one right there.
shot everything right-handed until the 7th grade when he broke his right wrist. That's when he learned how to shoot left-handed, and now the threes are with the left, the floaters are with the right.
Hey, like Greg Oden. Yeah, using the left hand on the free throw line. Take a look here at his numbers, how they kept getting better and better and better.
And one of these guys, Dick, the bigger the game, the better he plays.
And he's related to Ernie Banks.
That's right. It's his great uncle.
Any guy related to Ernie Banks has to be special. Ernie used to say, let's play two,
That's
baby.
Right. Kansas leading by 3. Davis spins to the baseline and lays it in. They're getting good production out of him off the bench.
Nice play by Davis down in the post. Good drop step. Takes the ball up strong.
Jackson. And the foul's going to be inside, I believe, on Kavaliauskas of the Aggies. That'll be his second as we check in with Aaron.
Dan, just to add more on AC Law. Now remember, he was one of 2 guys on this Texas A&M team that was part of the 0-12 A&M team before Billy Gillispie came in. When Gillispie came and started coaching and telling these players how he wanted things to be, he wanted to leave. AC Law wanted to transfer, but it was his parents who urged him to stay. AC and Gillispie, they really just didn't click, but it took Law a while to become the leader that Billy Gillispie wanted.
Yeah, that important relationship between the coach and the point guard, probably the most important relationship on any team. And both Gillispie and Law, headstrong, stubborn. That's part of what makes them so special. That last foul, as we mentioned, the second on Kavaliauskas. He's got 2, and Joseph Jones has 2. And now Jones looks like he's getting set to check in. Davis will come out, so Billy Gillispie's going to have both of his big guys in the game with 2 fouls and 8 minutes to go in the first half.
I agree with that. You're on a roll. You can't give that edge. You got to play with those 2 fouls. He needs minutes out of those people.
Trusting his upperclassmen, Kavaliauskas a senior, Jones a junior, to play without picking up that 3rd foul.
They got to get Jones a little involved offensively down to the inside. Had a career high the other night of 21.
Good range on the jumper for Joseph Jones, and they're back within 1.
They got to get him involved offensively. On the other side, Brandon Rush has been really quiet. Shooting better than 45% from the 3 in a Big 12.
Rush has not scored here tonight. And we have a travel, says Larry Rose, who's working the game here tonight along with Hal Lusk and Paul Jansen. We'll step aside. Kansas up by 1. We'll take a look at Dick EV's best players in the history of the Kansas program when we come back.
Great Scott! I forgot to tell Marty when he gets back to the future, he needs to get DirecTV HD. They already have all the best channels, and soon they'll have 3 times more HD capacity than cable. Impossible? That's what they said about my flux capacitor!
For a future of 150 HD channels, get DirecTV.
Super Bowl Sunday, live from Miami, the Sunday NFL Countdown team.
Let me tell you what wins games. Matchups and desire.
Loaded with big game experience.
Super Bowls define careers.
And ready for a special 3-hour edition beginning at 11 a.m.
Wow.
After the game, a complete recap on SportsCenter.
SportsCenter's coverage of the 9th Super Bowl in Miami continues.
Followed by Boomer and TJ's one-of-a-kind analysis on NFL primetime.
Smell the pigskin.
ESPN, your Super Bowl Sunday destination.
Here's your invitation to try out a DR Field & Brush mower risk-free. We're so sure you'll love it, we're willing to send you a DR to try out on your property for 6 months. Test this amazing brush cutter in tall grass, weeds, and brush, even on saplings up to 2.5 inches thick. Use it to reclaim and maintain rough, overgrown areas. If after 6 months you don't agree that the DR is the easiest handling, hardest working, most durable machine you've ever used, we'll take it back. No questions asked. So what do you have to lose? You can try out a DR Field & Brush mower for 6 months risk-free. Call 1-800-460-7485. There's no obligation, but this is a limited time offer. That's 1-800-460-7485. Visit us online at drfieldbrush.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
This telecast is available in stunning high definition on ESPN HD. We've got a 1-point game. Kansas over A&M. 7.5 to go first half. here at the Fog, and this is such a great program. It has been, well, since the game began. Let's take a look at Dickie V's Super 7 Jayhawks.
Well, I tell you, it's tough to Big Five. You start with Clyde LaVellet. There he is with the little layup. And what about Wilt Distill? Chamberlain, what a dominator. And then Danny Manning, who led up to that national title, 1988. It was Danny and his four buddies.
Danny and the Miracles.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And then you got Nick Collison, JoJo White was special, Darnell Valentine, a terrific point guard, and Paul Pierce, Mr. Versatility.
Danny Manning, still a part of the Kansas staff, lives here. And boy, how would you like to be a big guy coming to Kansas and have Danny Manning be one of the guys who coaches you out on the field?
Hey, you're recruiting. You're recruiting. You must recruit for Kansas. Oh, Bill Self's got you on the staff.
Joseph Jones with a 3, and A&M goes on top.
Well, he can score inside, outside. That's the book on him. He's had some injuries, ankle injury.
Small town guy just like his coach, Billy Gillispie. Jones coming from Normandy, Texas, and he and Gillispie with a lot in common. Darrell Arthur drops in the 15-footer to tie it.
I like the potential of Arthur. Good ball movement, got him to screen up on top. He can make that facing shot. You mentioned Joe Jones, his biggest fan, his mom, Betty. She used to coach him with the little dribblers when he was a kid.
Jones with a nice feed to Kavalauskas, who's heading to the line. There's Mom.
Yes, sir. She knows her basketball, baby.
Let's go now to Dave Revson in the studio for a Sports Center 30 at 30 update.
Thank you, Dan. On the eve of the Super Bowl, Pro Football Hall of Fame class announced. Our colleague Michael Irvin, one of 6 players heading to Canton. Thurman Thomas, Bruce Matthews, also among the inductees. College hoops, NC State, fresh off the win over Virginia Tech, knocks off number 3 Carolina. First time they've beaten ranked teams in back-to-back games in 16 years. Highlights Sports Center after the game, ESPN News, anytime.
Well, what a week for the Wolfpack, and what a few days. What an opportunity here for Texas A&M playing at Kansas tonight, hosting Texas Monday night, 9 Eastern, here on ESPN. They're on the map nationally, but what a huge statement they could make if they could pull off a couple of wins.
Well, you know, perception-wise, with the average fan, they don't look at Texas A&M as a basketball power,
right,
but they're becoming one. And I think if they can really play brilliantly in the next 48 hours on national television, that'll elevate their whole program.
Well, I'll tell you this. Students were lining up a couple of days ago for tickets to the Texas game. There were so many, they had to disperse the crowd and hold a lottery just to keep things calm for that game Monday night.
Hey, you and I going to get a seat? Are we going to get a seat? Good man-to-man defense, both clubs. I tell you, they make you play defense because they move the ball so well. They get a lot of motion, excellent spacing. A lot of teams can play the initial bounce of the ball, but they don't play really well once you reverse the ball.
Shot clock at 2. Law gets it off and buries it.
He likes that big moment. He shoots like a knuckleball.
He does.
But it goes in. He's shooting better than 40% from the 3. I don't care what kind of shot he shoots.
6 early points for Law, 3-point lead for the Aggies. This guy is tough.
Here's a little one-on-one. I mean, that's right in your grill, right in your face. He shot that baby.
Foul was on Kirk. Now Collins goes out. Robinson will come back in, and he might have to check Law now.
You know, Robinson and Law were just nominated for the Bob Cousy Award, best point guard in America, named after one of the greats, number 14, Boston Celtics, one of the class people in all of basketball.
Rush still scoreless. That shot may have been partially blocked by Carter. Arthur left all alone. Rush the rebound, and there's his first basket of the night.
And there's the versatility he possesses. He's got to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more hungry to want to score. He has so much ability.
In conference play, he's not only their leading scorer, he's their leading rebounder as well. Kavalauskas steps in, gets it back, puts it up, and draws the foul.
I'll tell you one thing he brings. He brings a certain toughness to the interior. Kavalauskas is just a tough interior player. We're going to see the jump shot right there by Arthur. But now look at Rush with great inside position. And then he has the poise to wait till the defense reacts and scores. Comes from a family that played hoops, his brother.
Jaron and Kareem. Jaron at UCLA, Kareem at Missouri. Kavalauskas, a guy that Billy Gillispie went up to Barton County Community College up in Kansas to scout somebody else. saw Kavaliauskas, liked him, recruited him, got him, and Kavaliauskas has put on weight, gotten stronger, and as you say, he's got a real nasty streak about him. He doesn't back down from anybody.
He really does. When you talk about Billy Gillispie, he's a single guy, and his unbelievable devotion 24/7. It is all Aggies basketball, basketball, basketball.
And Mr. Texas, as we mentioned, from there, went to school there, high school coach, junior college. A little 2-3 now from the Aggies.
Showed a little zone, normally play man-to-man. Let him try to match up.
Good block from behind by Pompey. The foul must have been by somebody else with the body. Hey, Super Tuesday presented by Lexus is all a part of Rivalry Week presented by Cisco. At 7 Eastern Tuesday, Michigan takes on Ohio State. The Buckeyes winning in East Lansing today. Then LSU and Tennessee, 9 o'clock on ESPN. LSU lost to Mississippi State today despite 27-10 from Big Baby.
I'll tell you, LSU, we thought they were going to have a big year. They have a win over Texas A&M. Returned a nice nucleus from last year's Final Four team. They have struggled. I mean, you have to list them as one of your disappointments early. I anticipated a great year for them. So Arizona bounced back today with a blowout over Washington.
Well, yet another tie. They've gone back and forth with ties and lead changes for the first 15 minutes of this game, and that's the way we expect it to be all night long.
Both clubs really playing tough defensively. A lot of intensity out there.
A steal by Chalmers, averaging almost 3 per game, and then he's fouled by Brian Davis. Well, we talked about some of the greats in Kansas's history. One guy we did mention is Wayne Simeon, who's very close to being on that list, but he's still leaving his mark here at Lawrence. Let's find out how from Aaron.
He certainly is. Remember, he was with the Miami Heat when they won this nice piece of bling bling right here. This is his NBA championship ring. He is actually donating it to Kansas. He gave it to the athletic director, Lou Perkins. They're going to put it in their Hall of Fame. I don't think I'm going to give it up. This is $35,000, guys. Let's be honest, probably the best ring I'll have on this finger.
Well, no. I got a feeling your ring is going to be a lot more than $35,000 when that right one comes along.
I put that ring on earlier, Dick. It is humongous. You can't wear it.
How do you wear it?
I think Aaron had it on 2 fingers over there. It is just huge.
It just fits Shaq's hand.
That's right.
Kind of Miami.
Sloan is fouled by Chalmers. So a little extracurricular activity, as they say. Sloan and Chalmers. There's a lot of toughness on both sides of the ball in this game tonight.
You know, you made a great point before about Simeon. You could think of Kirk Heinrich. You know, it's so difficult to pick 5 best players in a program.
Wayne Simeon's parents.
Yes, sir. Still in love with Jayhawk basketball.
Well, there is such great tradition here, as much as any program in America, and such a great love for this program from all around this city. I mean, it's just a treat to come here and do a game.
Don't forget the job Roy Williams did here. He was absolutely sensational here. I mean, magnificent. In fact, think about it right now. Kansas has a streak of 17 consecutive NCAA berths. Number 1 is Lute Olson in Arizona with 22.
And obviously Kansas is going to extend that streak and get to 18. Arizona.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that a scoop?
That's a scoop.
Oh, you got a scoop on me.
And how about Texas A&M? You talked about this earlier.
It's a lock.
They've never been to the tournament twice in a row in the program's history. It's a lock. Obviously, it's going to happen this year. Billy Gillispie is becoming the first coach to do a whole bunch of things down at College Station.
Oh, he's also got fans coming out. When he came in, they were really struggling in terms of attendance.
Rush using the screen, buries the 3.
He's got great touch and great form. Notice you young kids how he squares his body to the basket and gets the great look. Squares and shoots it at the peak of the jump. Listen to this faithful. Listen to this faithful. The Rock Chalk Jayhawk faithful. You got to really focus as a team visiting here. What a win it had to be for Oral Roberts to beat him on his floor. And then 11 threes in that game.
Shot clock under 10. Law trying to shake Robinson. Davis inside, and it's blocked by Julian Wright.
Wright showing that great jumping ability.
Shot clock violation.
Terrific defensive play. Great defensive effort.
full court pressure, 3-point shot, all that. Yes, you all that. Yes, you all that. Yes, you all that. Yes, you all that.
Mello, thanks a lot for the headband, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, it's soaked.
Yeah, it was a tough show. I mispronounced Yesicavicius. Stewart was late getting in a couple of times. If I didn't have that, I couldn't have read the teleprompter, so thank you. Hey, you have any socks that I could borrow? We're going to run some ball out back.
No.
All right, thanks for the headband. I appreciate it.
Everything's getting faster, sexier, and yet less expensive. So, why not cars? Say hello to the G6 sedan, G6 coupe, and G6 hardtop convertible. G6, one of the fastest growing brands in America. Pontiac, designed for action.
This sure brings me back.
To when? 5 minutes ago? You've never had that.
Never had a Coke before? You think I've gone soft in
That's
the head?
Coke Zero.
The 13th president was Millard Fillmore.
Okay.
Do you know what the capital of Djibouti is? The capital of Djibouti is Djibouti. Don't try to tell me I've never had a Coke before. Got a mind like a steel trap.
Da, 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 da. Enjoy Cokeness at mycokerewards.com.
The world spins on an axis of 23 degrees. Caesar was stabbed 23 times. Kurt Cobain, born 1967, died 1994. The invasion of Iraq began on March 20th, 2003 at 2:30. The date, 9/11/2001. 2 divided by 3 equals .666.
So what is 23? On February 23rd. Keep telling yourself.
The number. What does that mean?
It's just a number. The number 23. Rated R. Starts February 23rd.
3 minutes, 20 seconds away from the UPS halftime report with Reese Davis, Jay Billis, Digger Phelps, Hubert Davis. An upset on Tobacco Road. Another win for the Huggy Bear and 6 new members of the NFL Hall of Fame. You know what Digger's telling Reese right now? You know what he's telling?
4-2.
He's saying,
he said,
Reese,
I'm 4-2.
Yeah, did I mention I was 4-2 in this building?
4-2. Look at Reese smiling, saying, really? Look at Digger. He's 4-2. Look at Digger. 4-2, baby. 4-2.
Poor Reese. He doesn't get paid enough.
He sent me a note. He said, please tell everybody I was 4-2.
Not like Digger to pat himself on the back, though.
Oh, Digger would never do that. He's like I am, shy and introverted.
Right. Looking forward to the UPS halftime report. We get a 1-point game here with the Fog. Kansas 27, A&M 26. As Dick mentioned earlier, Kansas at home against South Division of Big 12 teams.
31-0.
Yeah, they play all in one conference, but for scheduling purposes, they're still a North and a South. They have never lost here at the Fog to a South Division team. Collins gets by Kavalauskas. What a move!
That's a big-time move right there. From out of the Windy City, Chicago, went to the same high school as Allen, Tony Allen, and Will Bynum. I used to love Bynum and Allen.
And Collins in high school, an outstanding wide receiver, also a pitcher and third baseman, threw 90 miles an hour as a pitcher. Law just air-mailed one over the KU bench into the crowd.
He's becoming an impact player. Look at the little isolation right here. And watch this hang time. Lays it on the glass. He looked like the kid I saw the other day on TV, Eric Gordon. Wow.
Good, huh? Really?
Oh, wait till Gordon comes to Bloomington, Indiana.
Hey, I'll tell you something else about Collins. Since November, he has lost 25 pounds, gave up junk food. They put him on a nutritionally sound diet, and he has really gotten in better shape. A steal by the Aggies.
What about my look? I'm in better shape.
You're good.
Wow.
You gave up bread a few weeks ago.
That was tough.
Whoa. Bill Self out on the floor, screaming for an offensive foul on Law.
He had a legitimate argument right there as well.
And now we have an injury to Dominique Kirk of Texas A&M. Larry Rose checking with him.
You talk about intensity. It all starts with the coaches. Look at the intensity. Look at the face of Bill Self. He did a great job at Tulsa. In fact, they went to the Elite 8 1 year.
That's right.
They lost to North Carolina for the right. That's a charge. There's no question. Defense beat them to the spot. You know, it's not a matter whether the defense is moving. It's beating them to the spot. Look at that intensity. That's how you win, my friends. Your players feel that. They feel that passion.
Both Bill Self and Billy Gillespie as the nicest guys in the world, but you get them in the 40 minutes of the game, and they are as intense as any coach in America.
Well, that's part of being in the coaching fraternity today. Got a technical on it.
Yep.
See, I don't like compounding the situation. Let me explain what I mean by compounding it. You miss a call, okay, the guy gets up and he gripes. Let him gripe a little bit and walk away from him. Why compound it now and give him a technical?
So 2 big points as Carter knocks down the free throws to get him back within 1. A technical on the KU bench.
Well, it was on the bench, so therefore it wasn't, I don't think he'd used any profanity, not Bill Self. But then again, over here, we can't tell. But really, sometimes I see situations. To me, a good bit of officiating is if you make the mistake, you walk away from it, let the guy get it right.
Kirk stays in the game. He looked to be in a fair bit of pain holding his right arm, but he obviously is all right as he stays in the game.
He's like a Levon Kendall. He's one of the glue guys.
And his jumper rattles out. Kirk, known as an outstanding defender, and his teammates are saying to him, hey, you're pretty good offensively as well. Look for your shot every now and again.
Yeah, he just wants to defend, and he's so valuable to the team. Billy Gillespie was saying he's just so valuable with his toughness he brings.
Kavaliauskas on the floor with 2 fouls. Jones on the bench, and a 5-second call against A&M.
Excellent defense, Kansas.
10th turnover committed by the Aggies. 2 great defensive teams here tonight.
They have held 28 straight opponents below 50%. Kansas over a 2-year period.
And you know what the longest streak currently in the nation is? 32 by Texas A&M. Wow. Neither of these teams ever allows anybody to shoot 50%. And right now, both of them are in the 40s so far here tonight.
Well, you can see the pride they take playing defense.
There's a block against the Aggies on Pompey. A well-traveled young man, born in Trinidad, grew up in Toronto, went to high school for a year at Houston, went to prep school in Massachusetts, and now is an Aggie.
I'll tell you the big wins they've had thus far, looking at their schedule, certainly to win over Florida on a neutral floor. Oklahoma State by 30. They drilled them, beat Boston College, and beat USC. And what a job they are doing down there in that program, Tim Floyd. I mean, they're doing a phenomenal job.
And with their win over Oregon today, USC goes to 8-3. They're in 2nd place in the Pac-10 right now.
And this is only the beginning. Taj Gibson's a freshman. They get O.J. Mayo next year. He's going to be so electrifying there in Tinseltown. See the double screen up top? And they get an isolation.
Law goes the other way, and there's the use of the right hand again, shielding the ball from the defender with his body.
Well, a terrific set in that they got an isolation for a one-on-one maneuver by Law.
Right, the kick to Collins. What a scoop! And the foul's going to go against A&M. Pompey, I believe. Boy, the second scintillating drive by Collins, and Law had an equally good drive at the other end.
I like that, Dan. Scintillating drive, yeah. Look at the isolation right here. A little isolation, protects the ball really well, uses the right hand. He's a left-handed player.
2 shots coming here for Wright. 10th team foul committed by the Aggies.
Hey, the Big 12's got some good basketball. Texas Tech, the last team to beat Kansas, beat Kansas at Texas Tech.
And the last team to beat A&M as
yes,
well.
Sir.
2 big wins for Bob Knightson. We were talking before the game about how many bids this league can expect to get. I agree with you.
I think they're going to get 6.
K-State certainly got a huge win for their cause today, winning down in Austin.
That was a major win. 1 by 1, despite Durant getting 32.
Wright caused it. Robinson comes up with a steal.
Look at a great job defensively in getting back. A simple thing by getting back to make him have to bring the ball back out.
Right. A battle for the rebound, and Darnell Jackson will go to the line.
Jackson working that offensive glass.
Big Monday presented by Bud Light, all a part of Rivalry Week presented by Cisco on ESPN. First at 7 Eastern, one of the best rivalries in the Big East, Syracuse and UConn. And then we'll be down in College Station at Texas A&M and Texas. Nothing means more to Aggie fans than a chance to knock off the Longhorns. And this year, it should be an outstanding game. Kevin Durant, arguably the best player in the country. We're seeing arguably the best defensive team in the country in the Aggies. We'll see if A&M can shut down Durant on Monday night.
The only 3 guys that I've seen that are comparable coming out of high school as Durant, as the same kind of player on a perimeter skilled big player. They would be Nowitzki, Garnett, and McGrady.
Wow.
And they went right from high school to the NBA. Durant is absolutely sensational. How good Aldridge was like the top 4 pick in the NBA draft from Texas. Durant is much more offensively skilled.
Timeout on the floor with the Kansas leading by 3. Let's go into the Wayback Machine right now. Everybody was asking you, everybody wanted to know, when is the last time that Dick Vitale worked a Texas A&M basketball game? Well, see for yourself.
It's surprising.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to College Station, Texas. I'm Fred White, along with Coach Dick Vitale.
Well, there's tremendous spirit. This is what college athletics is all about, and there's no doubt the crowd can be a factor. But the real factor tonight is going to be tempo.
Hey, what's that tempo tonight? 28 years later.
You look the same.
Sideburns?
You look, the burns are a little longer, but, you know.
Freddie White was a baseball guy.
That's
like
right.
You.
A good, great
Fred
guy.
White, very good baseball guy.
Yeah, terrific.
I can't believe it. Oh, eat your heart out, Dan. Eat your heart out. Eat your heart out.
They weren't even alive in 1981. Now they're your best buddies. 25 years since you've worked an A&M game. They're going to be waiting for you on Monday night. Get your sleep on Sunday.
I love that. Sunday, I got to watch the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Party.
Boy, Sharon Collins, how do you keep this guy out of the lane?
He can score. He's got the great body, very strong, very physical, takes it to the rack. He's been a difference coming off
He
that
sure
bench.
has. 8 points off the bench for the Jayhawks. Now a steal by Julian Wright. Kansas finishing strong here in the first half.
And it's important now you get the last shot and you make sure you get a good shot. They're going to try to get this guy Collins a little one-on-one. He's got the great body.
And he's got their best defender on him in Dominique Kirk. Good screen by Wright. Collins lost it on the way up. And Kavalauskas stepped out of bounds, so Kansas will get the ball back. They had the ball. They had time to try to get down the floor, but instead, KU will get another shot. And now into the game for A&M, Chinamalu Alanu, freshman out of Houston. They call him Junior as AC Law sits down.
He's a good athlete.
Yep.
They really believe he's got a terrific upside. He's just learning how to play the game.
He's guarding the ball, just trying to make it difficult on Robinson. Rush the 3. And the arrow is going to give it back to A&M. In that situation, you go to the arrow, so A&M will get it back with 2/10 of a second. They
can't get a shot. All
They
you
can
can do is
tap,
tip it.
that's all.
Under .3, you can't get a shot.
It's harder to inbound.
You know, Bill Self at Illinois had 25 wins, 3 consecutive years, did a phenomenal job before coming here to Kansas.
Jackson knocked the ball out of bounds. The clock didn't move, though. And the officials are going to confer to decide whether the half is over. Larry Rose says that's all she wrote.
It's over. Momentum, Uncle Mo on the side of the Jayhawks.
Great first half off the bench for the outstanding freshman Sharon Collins. 5-point lead for the Jayhawks, and their coach Bill Self is standing by with Aaron Andrews.
Coach, you bragged today about Sharon Collins and what he gives you. What has he done for you so far off the bench?
We didn't have much offense, obviously, and he came in and gave us some confidence and made some big shots for us.
What is the biggest adjustment you need to make for the second half?
We got to calm down. You know, everybody in the whole building's excited tonight. We just need to calm down and play.
Thank you. Dan?
A ton of hype, and it's living up to the hype. It's been a lot of fun here in the first half. The Jayhawks lead the Aggies by 5. When we come back, Reese and the gang with the UPS halftime reports.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA, and TGI Fridays Restaurants, where the 3-course menu is back. Everyone could use more Fridays.